In the 38th year of the reign of King Asa of Judah, Ahab son of Omri became king of Israel. He sinned against the Lord more than any of his predecessors. He married Jezebel, the daughter of King Ethbaal of Sidon. She brought a storm god named Baal. One by one, the voices of the true God were silenced. The altars were cold. The land was drifting into a spiritual winter. But out of the jagged cliffs of Gilead stepped a man who looked like the desert itself, Elijah. He traveled to appear before King Ahab. Prophet Elijah traveled through the night displeased at King Ahab. He got to the palace still filled with displeasure. He confronted King Ahab and the queen Jezebel.
Thus says the Lord, your wickedness has sealed your fate. The kingdom will be torn from you.
How dare you threaten your king?
There shall be no rain except at my word.
Queen Jezebel was so furious. The green hills of Israel faded to a skeletal brown. The only thing growing in the kingdom was the queen's hatred. She vouched to silence all the prophet of God. God commanded prophet Elijah to go east and hide near the brook of Cherith, east of the Jordan. Prophet Elijah ran for his life to where God commanded. God provided bread and meat through ravens. He kept getting fed through the ravens day and night. God fed him, while Israel for 3 years the land had all dried. Jezebel kept getting bad reports, which made her more furious.
I will silence the prophets of the living God forever.
King Ahab summoned his army, and they began the search for prophet Elijah.
We will find him, my king. Every nation will be searched.
Then the Lord said to Elijah, "Go to the town of Zarephath, and stay there. I have commanded a widow who lives there to feed you." So Elijah went to Zarephath, and as he came to the gate of the town, he saw a widow gathering firewood. He said to her, "Please bring me a drink of water, and please bring me some bread too." She said to him, "I came here to gather some firewood to take back home and prepare what little I have for my son and me. That will be our last meal, and then we will starve to death." "Don't worry," Elijah said to her. "Go ahead and prepare your meal. But first make a small loaf from what you have and bring it to me, and then prepare the rest for you and your son. For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says, the bowl will not run out of flour or the jar run out of oil before the day that I, the Lord, send rain." She prepared the meal, and they ate. After some time, in the 3rd year of the drought, the Lord said to Elijah, "Go and present yourself to King Ahab, and I will send rain." Prophet Elijah obeyed God and began the journey back. On the other end, the famine in Samaria was at its worst. King Ahab began to search every spring and every riverbed in the land to see if he can find enough grass to keep the horses and mules alive, when suddenly Prophet Elijah appeared before him. Angrily, King Ahab said to him, "Is that you, the troubler of Israel?" "I'm not the troublemaker," Elijah answered. "You are. You are disobeying the Lord's commands and worshiping the idols of Baal. Now order all the people of Israel to meet me at Mount Carmel. Bring along the 400 prophets of the goddess Asherah who are supported by Queen Jezebel." The queen heard this and then gathered the prophets of Baal, not 100 or 200. But 450 prophets of Baal and 400 goddess of Asherah. Elijah went up to the people and said, "How much longer will it take you to make up your minds? If the Lord is God, worship him. But if Baal is God, worship him." But the people didn't say a word. Then Elijah said, "Bring 2 bulls. Let the prophets of Baal take one, kill it, and put it on the wood. But don't light the fire. I will do the same with the other bull. Then let the prophets of Baal pray to their God, and I will pray to the Lord, and the one who answers by sending fire, He is God." They began to dance round the altar to appease Baal until noon. They shouted, "Answer us, Baal," and kept dancing round the altar they had built. But no answer came. At noon Elijah started making fun of them. "Pray louder. He is a god. Maybe he is daydreaming or relieving himself, or perhaps he's gone on a journey, or maybe he's sleeping, and you've got to wake him up." So the prophets prayed louder and cut themselves with knives and daggers, according to their ritual, until blood flowed. They kept on ranting and raving until the middle of the afternoon. But no answer came, not a sound was heard. Then Elijah said to the people, "Come closer to me," and they all gathered round him. He set about repairing the altar of the Lord which had been torn down. He said, "Fill 4 jars with water and pour it on the offering and the wood." They did so, and he said, "Do it again." And they did. "Do it once more," he said, and they did. The water ran down round the altar and filled the trench. Elijah called on the God that answereth by fire, and instantly the Lord sent fire down, and it burnt up the sacrifice, the wood, and the stones, scorched the earth, and dried up the water in the trench. When the people saw this, they threw themselves on the ground and exclaimed, "The Lord is God. The Lord alone is God."
The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God.
Then Elijah said to King Ahab, "Now go and eat. I hear the roar of rain approaching." In a little while the sky was covered with dark clouds. The wind began to blow, and heavy rain began to fall. Ahab got into his chariot and started back to Jezreel. The power of the Lord came on Elijah. He fastened his clothes tight round his waist and ran ahead of Ahab all the way to Jezreel. Threatened with death by a vengeful Jezebel, the hero of Carmel fled